Alright, what's up my friends? We got something a little different today and a little bit exciting. So, if you saw my article on Friday, it was everything you need to know about Best of 1 on Magic Arena. And now that Best of 3 ranked is out, Best of 1 has kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit. You know, a lot of the higher profile tournament players who are usually producing content, have only been playing Best of 3, myself included, honestly. And Best of 1's kind of been floating in the background, you know, kind of left behind. I prefer Best of 3 to Best of 1. You know, I like sideboards, I like tournament magic. But Best of 1 is still a pretty interesting animal. And with the current ladder grind mattering for invitations for the Mythic Invitational, which by the time you're watching this it's already been locked in, but it's going to matter in the future as well. And with ladder actually mattering, and you having the option of playing Best of 1 or Best of 3, I've turned to Best of 1, kind of take a second look at it, because I'm trying to game the system a little bit. You know, everyone's playing Best of 3, trying to rank up, you know, and the reality is that now that the Mythic Championship is in the books, and Best of 3, it's not solved, but there's a very, very clear metagame for what is correct in Best of 3 right now. You know, there's a solid 5 or 6 decks, you know, mono blue, and Esper Control, all these decks. There's sideboard guides. There's a wealth of information. And frankly, it's kind of hard to get an edge. You know, when you play at a tournament week to week, you can kind of metagame week to week and stuff. But realistically, like, it's just a lot of good players playing good decks with good sideboard blends. And once the format's established, it's kind of hard to get an edge and sneak in and break it in some way, you know? So, in my quest here for trying to top 8 this Mythic ladder to get to the Invitational, I was like, maybe I should try Best of 1, because Best of 1 is not solved. Best of 1 is kind of been left behind, and it's kind of a space where there's not a lot of information out there as to what to do. Obviously, Mono Red is exceedingly popular, but Nexus of Fate is now banned, whereas it used to be Mono Red or Nexus of Fate, and that was basically the two pillars. Now it's only Mono Red, and it's just a very unknown quantity, and I think it's a place that you can really stand if you're looking to rank up. You know, maybe you're in Platinum or in Diamond or even back in Gold, or you want to get to Mythic, or you're in Mythic trying to really get to the higher rungs. It's a very interesting option. It can be a little frustrating. It's still Best of 1. You know, like I said, I still prefer Best of 3, but in my quest to try and get as high as possible on the ladder, I'm looking for every possible edge. And if I see 2 formats, one of which I prefer a little bit less, but is much more breakable and much more untouched and much more almost maligned in a way, and that's where I can find my edge, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've been doing. I've been working on this deck for a while now. Currently, I was 94th last night. Now I'm 115, but it's been going pretty well. And the goal was to build a deck that is very good against mono red, but also good otherwise. In my article on Friday, I talk all about the differences between Best of 1 and Best of 3. I definitely recommend reading that on CoolStuffInc.com. And this is kind of the result of that. So we have an Orzhov deck here. It looks a little weird if you're used to Best of 3, because it is kind of weird. We're playing Venerated Loxodon. We're playing not as many creatures. We're playing a lot of removal spells. We're playing Fungal Infection in our main deck. But this is a deck that's built towards with the Best of 1 metagame in mind. Again, trying to metagame Best of 1 specifically. So I would say about 40% of your matches are against mono red. So bam. 4 Bell-Haunt. Card's fine in other places, but and then a lot of your matchups are just against the linear decks of the format. You know, the decks based around the CCC cards. Goblin Chain Whirler, Tempest Jin, and Benoish Marshal. And a card that's really, really good against them is Kaya. I think this card is just really good in general, but very solid card against mono red. It sits there, it gains life, it kills small creatures. Exceptionally good against mono blue. You exile the obsessions or the creatures. Good against mono white as well. And then passable against the control decks. You know, you really want to try and have all your cards be live in some way. When I built this deck initially, I had Lyra Dawnbringer and I had Seraph of the Scales as kind of like my thought process was want to beat mono red, beat Lyra, but Lyra wasn't really good enough. Mono red can just double spell and kill it. A lot of the red-green decks are playing Collision Colossus. A lot of decks are playing Harpooners in the main deck because there's only main decks, obviously. So cut down the Angel package and add the Loxodons and the Ajanis instead. So you have a slightly aggressive angle. We have, 7 1-drops, with Infection also kind of being a 1-drop. We have 8/2 drops. Tithe Taker is really, really good. Very good against mono blue, good against mono red. Knight of Malice, just solid creature, usually a 3/2. We have History, of course, is very good. And then Fungal Infection is kind of a half creature, half removal spell. This is the kind of card that's really good in best of one because it is cheap and flexible. Cards like this, Spell Pierce, Shock, very important because most players are playing very forward-thinking, aggressive linear decks, and this is a card that's very, very good there. Spell Pierce also very, very good in best of one. And then, of course, the creature, we can Venerated Loxodon it, we can pump it with Ajani, we can use it to flip Legion's Landing. So a lot of little synergy here. We're playing more spells than you would expect from a Venerated Loxodon Legion's Landing deck, but you still need to be somewhat aggressive as well, because if you play against that Reclamation deck or the Control deck, you got to be able to beat them too. If our decks are removal spells, we can never beat that deck in a million years. So we have Cast Down as our only super dead card in matchups like that. Mortify still kills Reclamation, still kills Search for Azcanta. You can always fungal your own 2/2 if you have to get a 1/1. So that's live. And then cards like Basilica Bell-Haunt and Kaya are very good against mono red, but also good in general. So this is a deck I've been playing. I've been on quite a tear with it. Like I said, I got all the way up to 94th last night. We're gonna play about 7 or 8 games today, and just kind of get an overview of the best of one format. So again, I think this is really an exploitable part of Arena right now, where it's not being touched that much, but it still counts for your ranking. And this is the way. This is definitely a good avenue for those looking for an edge. I'm the player always looking for an edge. I don't want to just play Assault Eye Mirror. I want to have that deck that's really good, or have that card that's really good, or have some sort of way to get an edge on my competition. And this seems to be the way to do it right now. So we're going to battle. Deck's super cool. Again, we're playing best of one, ranked, and we'll see if we can get me up a little higher here too. 113. It was 114 a little while ago. The ladder's a crazy world. It's quite the grind, I'm not going to lie. But for those who don't know, the top 8 players of the ladder, as of last Thursday, qualify for this insanely huge tournament at PAX East. $250,000 prize, totally insane. And in the future, the Mythic ladder will be qualifying players for certain events and things like that. So ladder matters. And if best of one's going to be part of a ladder, then best of one matters too. So we can keep this. 2 lands on the draw of the History. Obviously, we have no black yet, but 1 drop into History into Loxodon's pretty good. Any black source is great. This card's, one of our better cards as we play against mono red so much. Totally different world here in mono best of one. Alright, so opponent keeps 7. Godless Shrine. Alright, so we drew a Swamp, which is good. I would say that a deck like Esper Control is probably our worst matchup. But we have plenty of tools, which is nice. So if they are playing Esper, at least History is pretty good. Alright, it looks like Esper. Right. Probably one of the hard ones. The thing about best of one is you can't beat everything. And you want your deck to have a good chance against everything, but if you're a little soft to a certain few decks, that's fine. Control decks are not as popular because they're very slow. One of the things about best of one and laddering also is that speed is important. People play faster decks to get more games in. If I have a 55% win percentage, but I play 100 games, and you have a 75% win percentage, but you play 20 games, I'm going to rank up more, probably. I didn't actually do the math there, but you get the idea. Alright, so it's possible they're one of those amulet decks. A lot of cheesy decks in best of one that try and cheese you out with cards like Primal Amulet or things like that. Try and get you with unexpected things you can't sideboard against. So definitely possible absorb, but we're going to slam our History here. And we'll have time to futz around. Fortunately, Venerated Loxodon not great against these decks, but Lyra wouldn't be great either, so. Okay. Kaya's Wrath also possible, but at least we get another token and the Bell-Haunt. Can't really play around Wrath too much. Tithe Taker obviously gets token. And then Dauntless Bodyguard can help a bit, but alright, nothing. Tithe Taker. This is pretty interesting. Nobody really plays Settle the Wreckage, but it's possible. And the fact they didn't do anything and then no Wrath, and they probably don't have a Wrath. Playing Tithe Taker is interesting because it plays around Settle. I just can't really, like, nobody plays Settle. But the thing is, nobody plays Settle in best of 3 because Sultai is so big and Hydroid Crisis is so big. Nobody plays Sultai in best of 1. It's too slow. This is a very interesting spot. Do we Tithe Taker here to play around a possible Settle that may or may not be there? I think we do. I think I'm about it. I think if they had the Wrath, they might have cast it last turn. This at least forces their hand, so. Alright, it was a Contempt. Okay. Now the question is, if they had the Wrath, they probably would have cast it that turn. Do I just go balls to the wall here and cast a Venerated Loxodon? I think I do. This card is not getting much better, you know? So we attack here. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We didn't play a land yet? Yeah. And again, they have the Wrath. So be it. You know, they might have cast it last turn if they had it. And if they don't have it, they're dead. We're attacking for 5, 10, 14, 18, 21. Cool. So that's kind of the thing about our deck is definitely not great against control decks, but by having at least a forward proactive plan, you can just get him. You just get him sometimes, you know? And that was it, you know? If they had the Wrath, we were in big trouble, but they're not going to have it every time, you know? And they might have had... No, yeah. So, yeah. So... That's one of the things that I learned early on in Best of 1. In Best of 1, I was like, I'm going to beat these stupid mono-red decks. And I built this deck that, like, gained a bunch of life, but didn't do anything. And I could never actually beat a control deck. So you need to be able to kind of beat everything, while still focusing yourself against the primary decks of the format the hands create. Into mulligans to 6 and bottoms. Isolated Chapel. It's perhaps another Esper deck. So our hand's pretty well situated for that. Again, Loxodon's a little awkward in this matchup, but double Planeswalker history is pretty good. All right, well, good start for us here, I guess. No second land. Opponent's at 35. These are the spots where I opt to scoop pretty quick just to keep playing. But once you're at the higher levels, the wins matter more. But if I'm in the lower ranks, I just scoop immediately and just keep playing. This volume is just so important. All right, yeah, I mean this game is basically over. We have history into Ajani here. We're actually going to just Venerated Loxodon, I think. We can just go Knight Loxodon and just kill them next turn. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to land, Knight, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we have to attack with both of these. Attack with these, and we have 3 untapped for Loxodon. Yeah, I mean, opponent's pretty on the dead side. All right. I mean, I'll take it. You know, I'll take every win we can get, but Nice and quick. Nice and quick. Again, volume is really important when you're grinding a ladder in best of one, especially. Which is part of why the aggro decks are so popular. A, because they're fast. There's also a phenomenon where if a control deck takes 20 minutes a game and an aggro deck takes 5 minutes a game, that also means that you're more likely to queue against aggro because the control decks are too busy playing their games, you know? So there's a lot of aggro and a lot of proactive stuff on the ladder. All right, hand's good. It's not as good as some of our previous hands, but still good. If this is mono blue, we're fine here, but we're not amazing. Tithe Taker is exceptionally good against mono blue. Okay. With this deck, you definitely are a little more interested often in using your bodyguard to actually protect things. It is match dependent. I think against mono blue, though, we're pretty fine just playing the 2-1, getting the body in play. Okay. Probably mono blue. No, 1-drop's a little weird, but could also be like an Is It Drake's deck or something, or an Is It Phoenix deck. Nope. Mono blue. Okay. So I happily offer the trade here. I have plenty more creatures, and I want to keep the board clear because that's how you beat mono blue. You just keep their board clear and just keep advancing your board. Don't ever let them get ahead, because once they're ahead, they can defend themselves with counterspells, and they put you in too many hard spots. Okay. So this is interesting. I don't even think we want to cast the History. Spell Pierce is fairly likely, and there's just no reason to play into their counterspells. And we have a play we can play on their turn anyway. So while resolving a History here would probably end the game, I think that getting a History Spell Pierce here would be a big step in them crawling back into this game, and it's unnecessary for us to take that risk. Okay. Are they topped? It's probably a land. But we are still doing good work here. All right. Still fun. They do have a lot of cards, but saying go again. So probably a Trickster here, I would assume. So I imagine they would play any other creature given the option. Okay. Go straight to combat. We're going to attack. They're going to try and probably trap us the Trickster and try and block this. We're going to cast down. Nope. Alright. I think I'm still just pretty happy saying go. There's just no reason to play into a counterspell. We still have the board. If all I have is counterspells and I play this History, they would be ecstatic to put a counterspell in their hand in the graveyard and put our History in the graveyard. And so right now they're flush of resources and choked on mana, and we just want to keep saying go. They have a Trickster here. Things get a little interesting, but I have 2 removal spells, so okay. I think that's fine. We're not going to lose to a 2-2. And if we can force interaction on their turn, we can resolve history on our turn. Alright. Negate. That is interesting. I think that is fine. Now the only options are Spell Pierce and Dive Down, which are both fine for us. That's pretty good too. I do like the idea of resolving history, but it's probably still just history. Alright. Would I trade a Bodyguard for a Trickster? I believe I would. So we're going to attack. I mean, Bell-Haunt does Stonewall a possible obsession, but I think resolving history is just too good. And we still have Cast Down up too, in that case. So we're also working towards flipping landing now too, so this is all pretty good. Alright, yes, I'm more than happy to just pay for this. They're probably trying to set up an obsession turn, but at 9 life, the histories are probably going to run them over. Pretty awkward hand from our mono blue opponent here. Would not be surprised if they had multiple Tempests in their hand. Yeah, that's what it feels like. They just didn't have things they could actually deploy. Now the game's just over now. I mean, they just don't really have a winning line here. Sure. Pretty happy that we played this game. Obviously their hand's pretty bad, but I think we could have easily stumbled into some of their stuff. The mono blue deck is exceedingly difficult to play, and also very difficult to play against. It's probably one of the hardest decks to play and to play against in Standard in a long time. Lots of tricks and traps to fall into. Pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, we've had a pretty good run so far. Our opponents have not had very good hands, but we'll take it. We'll take it. No red decks either. Okay. This hand is pretty medium. Just 2 Doom Blades and 2 Grizzly Bears, but I think it's fine. You have good mana. Have a little faith in your deck. Alright. Well, they're playing white aggro. Obviously, our Knight of Malice is pretty good, so white aggro can be a little tough. If they have a good Loxodon draw, they can overwhelm you, but cards like Kaya are really good. This is a matchup where cards like Venerated Loxodon and Ajani are really, really good. That was a very good draw. Yeah, just Knight. They have Legion's Landing. It's a little annoying, so they can flip it, but they'll have to throw me a way to do it. Okay. I mean, our Knights line up well against history, obviously, so Knight lines up well against most things, honestly. The Knights are just pretty good. It's only 8 permanents, my friend. Oh, that's fine. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. Alright. I didn't realize they were together. That's fine, though. I'm actually okay with that. be cool if they were like a little better graphical representation of they're linked or not, but that's fine. Yeah. I obviously was just assuming that they thought it had flying. I'm just being an idiot. So, no second black source is kind of tough because I would like to be able to double spell on the following turn. But I'm pretty happy just playing history here. Yeah, I don't know about that block. It was definitely a mistake, but it's probably bad for us. Yeah, because they double history, they have blessing anyway. This is going to be pretty tough to win. A good double history hand is tough. We just threw away a card for no reason, basically. It wasn't no reason, but I'm very happy to trading Knights. Oh my god! See, this is what I was saying. When the white deck has hands like this, it's pretty hard to win. Draw a black source here, maybe we have a chance. Because then we have, I mean, no, we can't beat double back-to-back histories. Yeah, we're just dead. All right, pretty tough. Our deck's definitely fine against white, but we're definitely like their best hands just kind of crush us as you're seeing here. I mean, it's turn 4; they have all their cards in play, and they have 100 million power. So even with cast down something, Knight of Malice. The thing is, Knight of Malice can't even block any of these things. So they're all going to be 5/4s. Yeah, alright, that's fun. I think that hand beats most decks anyway, so. Try to make one play every video too, where I make some dumb mistakes, so all the comments can literally just be like, "Jim, you're an idiot. Why'd you didn't realize that?" I had a good one with Kamena in the last Merfolk video. Have one with Surgical Extraction in the previous video. You know, playing Magic ain't easy. Alright, so this hand's pretty good. A little slower, but Fungal Infection is really good. It's also a creature, so like it's cool. Obviously, if this card's not gonna be good, we can be in trouble. But History is just so good. You know, having a high power card like this is just great. Also, make sure you play Forsaken Sanctuary over Orzhov Guildgate, please. Thank you. Look at the art; it's cool. The art on all the tap lands is pretty sweet. You have to do it again. Fungal's obviously good here. It's unfortunately much better against every other 1-drop, not the Snub Dub, but okay. Alright, we're going to Fungal here because our mana is accounted for the next 2 turns. We're going History into a 4-drop, so we're just going to cast this now and get it out of the way. Knight of Malice is pretty sweet. Ajani is very important in his matchups. Again, these used to be Lyras and Seraph for the scales, but the ability to size up is pretty awesome. I think we're going to Ajani right here, actually. Yeah, we should Ajani just size up the Vigilance tokens and be able to get in for some damage. Without effects like Ajani and Loxodon, the deck struggled sometimes where like I would just have 3/4s and 3. I would have a lot of 3-power creatures and they would have 4 toughness things, and I couldn't really get through. So Ajani is a good way to solve that, while also being good against control decks and good in most spots.
I understand you are in need of seeing yourself.
I played a crazy game last night against white where like I had Ajani and they had flipped the Danto and a million tokens, and it was a crazy game. Ajani was very good. Alright, a double history draw. This time, though, we're at least sizing up pretty well. So, Knight of Malice is also going to be helpful here. Oh, not another turn 4 double history Loxodon draw. Alright, maybe we're in trouble. Jeez. We still have 2 cards in hand. We can't even nab their last card with our Bell-Haunt. Jeez. Brutal. Alright, so we're going to be attacked by 5/4s next turn. That is really good. I mean, Knight of Malice can help at least. But this is going to be a tough one. Alright, we're definitely going to be targeting the Knight of Malice with the Ajani. So, and we're going to attack with both of these.
You are capable of more than you assume.
Like, it's a pretty big attack, honestly. But it's fine by me. Jeez. Double history's so good. Oh my god, they have everything! Sometimes this isn't even that bad. Like, just suck it up here and just... Ajani's going to take one for the team. There is no defending Ajani here, so Ajani, you've done your job, my friend. Thanks for playing. Hopefully this card in hand's not castable. I mean, enemy draw a removal spell, I guess. Alright. Yeah, Ajani's super dead. We need a spell here. They have a Tribunal too? Wow. I mean, yeah, the double history Loxodon hands are like the reason you play the white deck. Oh, they have another Loxodon? Okay. Yeah, if we drew like a cast down this turn, like maybe we had a chance. You know, wipe the Marshal out, trade some stuff, but I mean we are beyond dead here. I mean, that's life sometimes, I guess. Good white hands are good. So against their non-nut hands, like I think we are fine. We size up pretty well. We have good removal spells, but I mean they have like their best possible hands. They definitely crush us. Alright, another good hand. This is a little more of like a white weenie hand. We're going to keep. So like here, leading on landing is a good hedge against like Chain Whirler and stuff. Or if I leave on the Bodyguard, things get ugly. But we have Loxodon on the play, so we'll just play Bodyguard first. We can Loxodon before they can Chain Whirler, hopefully. Swamp. Duress. Alright. Duress is fine in best of one. I think Duress is just good in standard in general, honestly. My Legion is landing. Alright. What are they playing? That was a good draw. Alright. Turn 1 Swamp Duress. Okay, that's also good. These These are cards that definitely aren't very good against mono red. Like, they're okay, but like they're... And they left my history? Maybe it's a fairy. Oh, guys, they're just playing like a... They probably have... They might have Cry the Carnarium, which would suck, but... I mean, we're just going to play our history. What can we do? Cry or Wrath, I guess, but really not a lot we can do here. Alright, yes, they're just playing Esper. Sure. Man, thinks we're short on Tithe Taker plus Loxodon. I would have just slammed everything in play here. Alright, we're to Loxodon. If they have a Wrath, they have a Wrath. I don't think we can realistically beat a Wrath, so... Alright, no Wrath here. I swear you play against mono red like 40% of the time. Just saying. Kaya. Do you think Kaya's good?
I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say.
Alright. I'm gonna let this exile because I'd rather them not be able to exile it and gain life. I have one Ajani that could maybe return it, but I think that that's less important than other stuff. Alright, so Kaya can just kill this next turn. We have to kill Kaya. We're in reasonable shape here, though, honestly. Like, they don't seem to have a white source if they have a Wrath, so they're at 8. We have a lot of power in play. Their Wrath, we have a token. That's not a white source. Teferi's not very good here. Spot removal's not really good here. Like, I feel like I shouldn't beat these Esper decks, but I steal a lot of games from them. Yeah. Exactly. Alright. Well, you are dead. Like, we're definitely not favored against Esper control, but the way we built our deck, we have enough early stuff where we can just pressure them and steal games, you know? And Tithe Taker's just been really, really good. Tithe Taker's good against basically everything. I would say Tithe Taker is not good against Sultai, but nobody plays Sultai in Best of 1. And Tithe Taker it's good against red. It's great against mono blue. It's fine against white. It's good against control decks. It's good against almost everything played in Best of 1. So no mono red yet. I think this is it. We're due now. Mountain, Gitu, Lava Runner. His hand plays. Not great, but it plays. Forest Lanoroils. Fungal Infection. Damn you, Forsaken Sanctuary. Thrashing Brontodon. Okay. I think I like just using this fungal right now. Fungal Legion's Landing. Playing a 2-drop is whatever. If I like cast down this, if I cast like a Null Hide or something, it's gonna be a pretty big deal. So we'll just leave this right now. We're obviously somewhat exposing our landing to their Brontodon, but like that's probably not gonna matter. Yeah, Fungal Infection has been very, very good. The extra creature is super relevant for us with our creature effects like landing and Loxodon. It's great against with Knight of Malice and First Strike and stuff. All right, see, Harpooner, again, part of the reason why... Ooh, that was a good draw. Part of the reason why I think playing Lyra is just stupid is just a lot of main deck Harpooners. It just dies to a lot of stuff. All right, so we didn't draw land. We have a bunch of 2-drops and a Loxodon. Loxodon's going to be very, very good. We're going to want to be very greedy with our Loxodon, I think. Knight of Malice does the best blocking, although trading a Tithe Taker for a Harpooner is like kind of fine, but I think I'm going to run a Knight here. I mean, they don't really have great attacks. We drew a land. So we can go Tithe Taker or Venerated Loxodon. We could be a little greedier and wait one more turn. But I don't think that's necessary. We have the removal spells and stuff. Let's put the power in play. Getting Knight to 4 power is huge. And then we can flip landing, start killing stuff. Everything's pretty good here. Venerated Loxodon is so good. Every time I cast this card, I'm just floored with how good it is. Vivian Reed. Sure.
The wild wasn't meant to be contained.
So yeah, we are going to kill the Thrashing Bronzodon and then kill them and Vivian and everything. I don't really see an option besides plussing here. I mean, killing the Legion's Landing does not feel like a winning line. Like,
Come to me.
come to me. Steel Leaf Champion. That's a good magic card. Another cast down, even better. Alright, so yeah, we're trying to slam here. We're going to Doomblade the Brontodon, send 2 2/2s at the Vivian, and everything else at them. Yep. I'm sorry, it has 6 power, not 2. I thought they minused it. In my head, they minused it. We must kill Vivian. Vivian must die. So we attack Vivian with all 3 big things. They block any one of them. Vivian still dies. I attack Vivian actually with 4/4/2. Yeah, so I go 4/4/2. That way, I'm killing the Brontodon, so they have nothing to... no block saves Vivian, and then they take the maximum amount they can, which is this much. If it's 3/4/2, they block the 4. It goes to... yeah, so this is a lethal attack on Vivian after we kill this Brontodon, and they have no good trades. This is all good. Do this, flip that. I'm like scared that like it's gonna not gonna give me an option to play this before they can block. Oh my god. It didn't give me priority back. That's so bad. Clearly you have a spot before blockers you can do stuff, but Arena is very quick with its phases. That's so bad for us. Alright.
Strike me.
I mean, we're still, you know, miles ahead here, but that is pretty frustrating. Arena, while smooth most of the time, can be occasionally frustrating in its timing.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
I think we're just gonna freaking kill him next turn. I don't think it really matters, but it is not fun when stuff like that happens. Alright, yeah, I mean... Alright, I mean, they're not dead. Ugh, so annoying. Kill this, attack with everything. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. They could block 1. I think I just attack them. I just kill the Steely Champion and attack them. They have no good blocks. They could trade a bear with something, but they could chump a 4-power thing and take 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They can go to 2. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just gonna ignore Vivian. I don't think it matters anymore. Growth Chamber Guardian has to block or they die. So they have no more gas. They have 1 card in hand. So despite the slight miscue, we're fine. And it's not really a major complaint against Arena. Just sort of like getting a feel for the things that Arena wants to do and just knowing the times that Arena's going to go fast. Because it is 95% of the time, how fast and crisp Arena is awesome. It's just like that 5% of the time where it slips you up and you're like, no, I want to do something. You know, it doesn't really happen that often. But it's definitely on you to know when those spots are going to be and make sure you're going to do the right thing. I could have just pre-combat killed the thing and then attacked. You know, I didn't need to try and do it in the middle of combat. You know. But, you know, there's a difference between paper magic and digital magic for sure. You know, and the other option, though, is to have the magic online where you're just hitting F2 over and over and over and over again every turn, which is very, very non-fun. And Arena does a great job of keeping things fast and fun, but there's a cost. There's a cost for both sides, you know? Like, I think that if I wonder if I were to play in, like, a very serious tournament, like the Mythic Invitational or a Mythic Championship on Arena, would I just play in full control? Because that way you can also, like, if I go Mount and go, and then you play a Llanowar Elf and say go, and it just passes right to my turn, I don't have a shock in my hand, you know? So things like that are kind of giveaways, whereas if it passed priority every time, you wouldn't know that. So, like, maybe if you're playing in, like, a high pro-level event, you just leave it in full control the whole time. And, yeah, it's slow and clunkier that way, but you don't give anything away and so on and so forth. They're probably just roping us. Like... whatever. Being a creature deck with removal spells has its benefits, you know. Still no mono red. I love that I started this by talking about how mono red is 40% of my matches, and it really is. You play against it an inordinate amount of times. That's why I'm playing 4 main deck Basilica Bell-Haunts. You know, my deck is definitely built to beat mono red, but. Wish we had a 1-mana spell here. You know, no 1-drop on the draw can be a little tough at times, but definitely a keep. There we go. Now we have the slightly slow hand, too. Alright. Where's my Fungal Infections? There it is! Fungal Infection! Okay. So now the question is, when do I cast this Fungal Infection? I kind of want to take 1 and see what they play. They play any 2-drop, I want to kill it with Fungal. Although, this does turn on Spectacle. I have other removal spells, this is fine, I'll just cast the damn Fungal Infection. Turning on Spectacle is much worse than them playing a Steamkin or something, and I can just kill it with something else. Okay. Swamp is obviously awkward because we have History in our hand, but we are very close to casting Bell-Haunt, which is nice. Tron's almost assembled, if you will. It's very important to save your kill spells for Chain Whirler and for Steamkin, because those are the cards that are really hard to actually get through. You know, Steamkin and Chain Whirler can actually beat a Basilica Bell-Haunt. We'll just play a Knight here. I'm not going to play a Tithe Taker into a Chain Whirler. We'll play Knight. It's probably going to die, but it's fun. If they have to use Shock or Lightning on the Knight, that's fine by me. Yep. Just make him use their resources. The token was essentially free, so Chain Whirler's not that bad. Wow. Alright, so we have Light Up this. Okay. That's weird. They didn't play a spell before combat to make this bigger. They didn't play Light Up a stage. They don't have a creature. I guess they're just being conservative with their removal spells, probably. But now our hand is great, so our hand seems pretty bad. History into Bell-Haunt's pretty good here. History's quite nice against them. Just like a good 2-for-1 usually. Exactly. This is a nasty Bell-Haunt. They have cards in hand. It beats the board. Very, very good Bell-Haunt here. Vindicated. I am gaining life. You are wrong. Finally played against Mono Red. Yeah, discarding Witch's Lightning is gas. They're out of gas. Venerated Loxodon is here to play. Can't double Tithe Taker and Loxodon, but we can do one Tithe Taker, so that's fine. This is why I like the Loxodon, because this is the card that can beat you. We have 3 Mortifies for it, but we just kill them. There's dead in 2 turns. You know, we're not really scared anymore. Because we're not going to sit here forever. You can't just sit there and let them frenzy you out, you know. We just get them mush for 1 million here. And put, you know, almost lethal on them and kill them. Sure. Finishing off your mono red opponent is very important because A, they can just draw burn spells and burn you out, and B, they can frenzy or light up a stage back into the game, especially frenzy. Okay. What's better than 1 frenzy? 2 frenzies. Alright, moving on up. Slowly but surely. Got our red matchup we were looking for. Keep playing those Basilica Bell-Haunts, you know. Their hand wasn't great there, but I'm not sure if their better hand would have beaten us anyway. One of the things important too is all of our hands have looked great. Best of One, for those who are unaware, has an algorithm where it actually draws you 2 7-card opening hands and picks the one that has a better land to spell ratio. So you're not just mulliganing to 5 in your best of 1 game. And that means that you can play less lands. We're only playing 22 lands in our mid-range deck. Usually you'd want a little more than that, probably. And you also draw less lands, obviously, because you're playing less lands. So Steam Vents. Tithe Taker is really good here. So as is most places. So you can expect, you know, you're gonna draw less lands over time and have more straightforward hands overall. Again, partly why aggro is really good, because you just don't have to worry about mulliganing or flooding. You're just playing, you know, like Mono Red plays like 18 lands or something. They usually have 2 and they draw spells, so Alright, well, we're in history here. Suppose a card like Cry of the Carnarian would be really bad, but I'm not really sure what they're playing. Shit just got real. Dragon's Horde has been called. Alright. I'm gonna play Basilica Bell-Haunt. And we have Mortify at the ready, so... This survives most sweepers. They play a dragon, we kill it. They discarded a Varric's Bladewing. Playing the bodyguards is better for the history, but if they have a sweeper of some kind, I don't want to get swept up. And we're already in pretty good shape. There you go. So, obviously bodyguards can defend against that a little bit, but Ajani's kind of nice. Maybe bodyguards is better. I don't know. I wasn't thinking of ritual, so I was thinking of damage-based sweepers, but I guess it survives that anyway. It might have been better, but Ajani here is really good, so.
You should be proud to have come so far.
Bringing back Tithe Taker is interesting. But pumping things up is also good.
Look how far you've
Like making Bell-Haunt a 4/5 seems really good in the face of how dragons are usually sized. Usually they're 4/4s or 5/5s, so getting Bell-Haunt to 6 power next turn is great. We have Mortify also, so... Also, it's also out of Lava Coil range now too, which is good. Ajani's just sweet. Okay. So I feel like they almost assuredly have like a contempt or something here. They're obviously meaning to interact on our turn. In that case, I'm a little more interested in like bringing back the Tithe Taker. Like if I just pump the Bell-Haunt and it just dies. Well, I guess making the Spirit into a 3/3 is pretty good. I'm also pretty for just bodyguarding. Maybe just bodyguard both things. See what they do. There's no flash dragons, right? I'm gonna pump these two. I'm pretty sure Bell-Haunt's gonna die of his turn, so.
be strong.
Okay. That's fun. And now we're going to bodyguard. We're going to hold this in our hand in case they have Nim Visit. I mean, the other one. The Nicol Bolas. And this is going to protect the Spirit. Okay. All the enablers and no payoffs.
I fight with a dragon's ring. Look to the skies.
That guy's mad. Blue, blue. Alright, perfect. And they're dead. It's all good, y'all. So they have a shock. No, they're still dead. Or a dive down. That would be bad. Do we think they're playing dive down? If they have a dive down, yeah, they would go to 1. And then things could get hairy. I I could reanimate Tithe Taker to play around that, but if they have a shock, they shock this, I kill this, they go to 2, and I have a Tithe Taker in play. So are we playing around Dive Down or Shock, basically, is the question. Dive Down seems much more hard to beat than Shock does. So let's get back our Tithe Taker. Okay, well, there we go. Neither is good too. I can buy neither. Yeah, Johnny's good. Like, Lyra, Seraph of the Scales, both just really, really underperformed, and Johnny's been quite good. It's just good enough again in all the matchups where it's solid. Got a con. Rumbling Road. Pretty good run so far. Obviously, the Grixis Dragons deck is not the most competitive deck. That player was, very, very high mythic, like 900 or something, but you gotta beat those decks too. This is kind of a tough one. Obviously, if we draw a black land, this hand's great, but if we stumble for a turn or two, we could definitely get crushed. On a mulligan. Alright. Cool with that too. Yeah, just Bodyguard. Could go landing. I mean, our curve. If our curve wasn't set up, and I was in a Bodyguard to protect the Knight of Malice, but this is fine. Our curve's pretty set in stone now. It's just 2-3. All right, this is gonna be tough. I don't think we're not gonna. It's gonna be hard to out aggro the white deck here. Down a card with the cards that we have in our hand, but we offer the trade here. Sure. I mean, that's a really good draw. So if they don't have history, we are in really good shape. If they do, we have it first at least. So we have our own double history here. If they do the old double history into alright, they have a bad hand. We're in great shape. Yeah. If they pulled the old double history into Loxodon again, we'd be super dead. But alright. Would I trade a Knight for a Tithe Taker? No, I would not. So we'll just get the Knight of Malice going. The white mirrors are kind of like it just sort of who can lay their cards on the table faster, Sky Marcher, Aspirant. Like, we should have 2 monster swings over the next 2 turns, and they're behind, so when you fall behind, there aren't a lot of good catch-up mechanics. Halfling's okay. That's where it plays. I mean, we're definitely Legion's Landing, attacking, and the question is, are we bodyguarding something? It doesn't really matter if we bodyguard because they can just block the other one. So bodyguarding pre-combat's almost worthless. Yeah, it's just landing. I might even not bodyguard at all. Actually, I guess the bodyguard will get pumped up the thing. I can make a token, but the token's worthless. So, yeah, we're just gonna slam. They're probably gonna double up on one of the knights, which is fine. Yep. they got some chumpers, but we got you know, good things happening. We could just make an Adonto token, but I want the Knight in play for the next history story. So, and then we're gonna protect, I guess, Knight of Malice. I don't really see what. Yeah, I guess. I don't think it really matters, honestly. The removal exiles, and there's other things to block too, so it's more about just getting this in play to attack with. Yeah, I mean, the white mirrors honestly aren't very fun. It's just sort of like, who can go like that faster? You know, so we're there in the white mirrors. You know, Kaya's really good. We have kill spells. They have their really good draw. Like, history's really good against us if we don't have our own histories. But, you know, we're fine in the white mirrors, good against red, pretty good against blue, good against the green decks. Ooh, yeah. I like Kaya. I like Ajani. I like it all. Fungal Infection also just perfect. Like, when it kills a 1-top this creature, it's a blowout. If you get the Fork Bolt 2-for-1, it's just like, and then you can use it occasionally just to trade up with your stuff anyway. That's probably bad for us. This hand does not seem great against a control deck. We draw a land like next turn, or we're probably dead if they're playing Esper Control. Because Cast Down and Mortify are basically dead, as is Fungal Infection. Yeah, we're in trouble. Alright, so we drew a land. Kaya is not, like, great on an empty board. It does keep the Search for Azcanta sort of at bay. I definitely want to resolve it now, so we're going to do that. It's weird, doesn't really do a ton, but...
You're not welcome here.
Obviously keep Search for Azcanta in check, and then we'll slowly be eating their graveyard and threatening to ultimate and kill them as the game goes on, you know, but... Okay. So main deck Negate would counter Ajani. But it has to be exactly Negate. And I think the risk is worth it. Our only other plays are like kill Azcanta. Honestly, Azcanta is kind of just feeding the Kaya. Obviously, it's helping them draw better cards, but we're not in a huge rush to kill the Azcanta. Yeah, it has to be Negate. Let's just do it. Our hand is kind of dead here. We need to take the shot. All right. Unfortunate, but if we wait, it just opens up Absorb and other stuff too, so Negate is certainly playable in the main deck. Have a Contempt here or something? That's bad. Mastermind's Acquisition? Okay. Wish our hand was faster to punish this slow, sneaky card. Alright. There we go. We are gonna kill the Search for Us. I mean, like, they could have gotten, like, if they got, like, a Lyra or something, maybe we want to hold the Mortify, because obviously we can't cast down Lyra. Maybe we just hold the Mortify, honestly, and just see what they got. I'm not in a huge rush to kill the Search for Azcanta. Kaya's currently good for 4 damage. Any one of these just like a grizzly bear, you know? Yeah, that's bad.
Let's slow this down.
Wow. That is, that's interesting. Okay. I mean, we're gonna mortify the Search for Azcanta and just keep playing, I guess. pretty good.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
And we're soft to cry the Carnarium, but I mean that card's really gonna get good against us anyway. So, oh come on. Yeah, you can't do anything. Alright, let's draw History of Benalia. Oh no, another Fungal Infection. Alright, so I mean, like, this is gonna happen to you play against control decks, unfortunately. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna cast Kaya into their probable counterspell. Let's just try and find a better spot. Better spot's probably not coming. I mean, it's frustrating, but what are you gonna do?
Just hold that thought.
It's not even good. They can just tuck it.
This will be child's play.
Discard a Wrath, yeah.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Swamp. We're just wasting our time here. I think it's important to just kind of like get things going. You know, we could sit here for like 10 minutes and play this game, but we're just wasting our time. So, as I said, the Esper Control matchup is not great, but Esper Control is not that popular online in Best of 1. Even if it is popular, they spend so much more time playing their games, you don't see them as often. And as you can see earlier, we can beat them. You know, we just don't draw cast down Fungal Infection, Fungal Infection. We could have won that game. They were at 8 life, and we didn't even do anything. You know, if we played a History or a 1-drop or something, like, you know, could have been alright. So, that's good. Obviously, it's bad against control, but it's good against, you know, the wide majority of the format. This is a spot where Loxodon can look a little awkward. You are playing a lot of spells in our deck, but Fungal's still a creature. We do have tons of creatures in our deck. You know, we're only playing 2 Loxodons. It's been, it's been mostly very good. These are spots where it can look a little awkward, but Dauntless Bodyguard. Oh boy. Okay. I like Knight of Malice here. Fungal is going to be hard to set up to be really good. If they play a creature that's not easy to kill with the Fungal. It could possibly set up for a turn 3 Kaya, though. Knight also does that. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Knight. Knight obviously blocks insanely well against all these decks, so... But Kaya's going to be very good here. Cool. Yeah, Kaya's great.
Ooh, I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say fair.
Like, the fact that Kaya can kill 2 things before needing to plus is awesome. Okay. Speaking of things that Kaya can kill. 2 Kayas is not, you know, as necessary, but so we're gonna set up for double Kaya. I think we're gonna Kaya this, then we're gonna attack. Kaya this, and then say go with cast down Fungal up. If they attack Kaya, I'll Fungal it. They might just block and try to get a flyer to attack it with too. I don't think I attack though. I want to make them feel the pressure to try and get Kaya. Okay.
Great, you got me.
So this Kaya gets to eat the token. We can play a new Kaya too. Kaya's great. Banish Marshal. Okay, that is a little problematic, but it's fine. Alright, we're going to Fungal the Tithe Taker. Yeah! Kaya's strong. Kaya's really good in Best of 1. And much better than people think it is. Because so many decks are playing 1-drops in Best of 1, and Kaya is just really, really good. Yeah. Works for me. Not the most exciting hand of all time, but okay. I mean, if they are playing Esper, we at least have a good curve here. We do have a cast down on a Fungal, which is bad, but we're at least on the play with a reasonable amount of pressure. So, it's a mirror match. Are they doing what we're doing? Okay. Tithe Taker's so good. Okay. Maybe just landing and say go. I don't really like any of these trades here. I guess trading Tithe Taker for Tithe Taker's fine. Definitely want to flip this landing, though. It's really important. And Fungal Infection will help us do that a lot. Okay. Yeah, I think I attack. I'll probably block, which is fine. Makes my Fungal better. Allows you to play a tap land, too. Okay. The synergy between Fungal Infection and both Legion's Landing and Loxodon is great. So they might try and kill a creature here to stop me from flipping this, and then I just have access to Fungal Infection to surprise them, which is awesome. Okay. This is going to be tough. They have a lot of gas, and we're probably going to have to cast down a Knight. Where's Venerated Loxodon when you need it, you know? Alright, I think we just slam, and we'll just use Fungal on the thing. It's not great, but we're going to have a lot of 1/1s, that's for sure. Like, they'll block the Lifelinker, we'll Fungal the Knight. It's not great, but it plays. We do want to keep them kind of off the board a little bit. So now we're making a Knight. We're making a creature every turn. We have a lot of stuff in play. You know, we're behind on cards. We got to get kind of aggressive here. So we'd love to draw Venerated Loxodon or Ajani to help pump these creatures up, but all right. Like having to use cast down on Knights feels pretty bad, but Tithe Taker. I think that's where we're at. I think we are cast downing a Knight when attacking again. We'll lose a creature. We get in for 5, play another creature, and just try and swarm them. It feels bad, but we can't just sit here and let these Knights get bigger. They have big attacks and stuff. Yeah, it's certainly not ideal. Yeah, these tokens are free off the Adonto, so Alright, so they're playing a version similar to my early version where I was playing the Angels, and that's unfortunately going to be good against us. Mortify? No. Yeah, we're probably in trouble here. They have a Lyra also, we're just super dead, but I think that Lyra is just much worse against the majority of the format, despite being good here against us. Lyra is just very high variance. It's just like when it works, it destroys your opponent. When it doesn't work, you usually lose the game on the spot. That makes this cost them more, but that's fine. This is fine. Just take the hit. I don't want to trade up here. They still have 3 cards in hand, too. Like, we drew a lot of our little effects this game, and not many of our bigger effects. Speaking of little effects, alright, I mean, we'll just keep pushing Mr. Adonto and just trying to go wide, I guess. Just gonna main phase this, so I can hold on to this land. And this is gonna protect. Flyer, I guess. Really, don't really have much worth protecting, honestly. But yeah, we'll just draw Venerated Loxodon, you know. A little bit of a standoff here. Again, this is the kind of spot where, you know, Venerated Loxodon and Ajani shine in these standoffs. I'm just blocking. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to trade. I don't see a reason to. I think simplifying the board is good when we have X1s in play. And, like, now we draw Mortify, all of our 1-1s can attack through these Tithe Takers, too, so. Pretty happy with this trade. I think this is, like, actively good for us. The board is now much more in our favor because there's so much more reliant on Shalai. That's pretty good. I kind of think we just slam. Like, might have a Mortify or something, but, like, we're going to lose 1 creature to Shalai and then make some trades. None of our things are so important we can't afford to trade them. I mean, should have to play 2 more creatures this turn. I'm just going to slam. I think that attack was pretty bad. Those 2/2s were holding off our 1/1s really well. Sure. I mean, we gain 2, you take 4. Right. Again, clean the board up a little bit. We get tons more stuff. Looks good to me. Cast down. That's not a Mortify. Okay. They thought I found a target worth killing. It's Kali Honor Guard? That's strange. This card is like a sideboard card against Sultai, but nobody plays Sultai in Best of 1. It's fine against Mono Red. Turns off Chain Whirler in the 2/1, but... just keep making tokens. Just keep grinding. See, now if we attack, we lose 2 things. We only get a couple damage through. It's not really worth it. But next turn, we'll have a better look. No, not yet. Not yet, Space Gem. Does turn off our Venerated Loxodon, I suppose. But even a 4/4 is good on this board. What do they have in their hand? 3 cards in hand. Like, they have more cast down? Like, what could they... What are they holding that's not, like, being just put in play or being used? They have, like, a Contempt or something? Well, that makes sense. That's good. That is a good one. Do I wish to make stuff bigger? Or do I wish to... The problem is if I play it and plus it, and they have a removal spell for my flyer, they can just free kill it. Let's say I guess attack back and kill them. I guess that is pretty good. All right, yeah, we're gonna Ajani, and we're gonna plus, bringing back like a Tithe Taker is interesting, but we'll just make our spirit better than their spirits, and let's make. Spread the love a little bit here, I think. And no attack yet. Now the game has changed where we can sit back a little bit and force them to answer this. And it looks like they are running out. Okay. That's fun. We got some value out of it. We also have Mortifies in our deck now, but I guess the Mortify would just target the Shalai, but... Also good. Swing out, block. Yeah, we're not quite there on the swing out yet, but we're very, very close. Every time we play a spell, we're not using a Danto, we're down a token, but history is good enough, I think. I don't really get it, but... It is a 1/3, which is very relevant on this board. Kaya. Kaya is not actually that good here. This can't target anything. And exiling stuff from their graveyard. I guess it is a 2-turn clock to kill them. But I almost think that just like making a token and alpha striking next turn is better anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I think a token's better than a Kaya. If this obviously could kill one of these flyers, it'd be great, but Sarah for the scales, sure. Yeah, so definitely playing... I guess they are definitely playing Lyra, so the impetus is on us to end this game sooner rather than later. But... So you're probably going to need to get it done this turn, hopefully. Alright, so they have... We're going to assume their last card is a cast down. So they have 6 blockers and a removal spell that blocks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they can kill 1. They would go to 3. However, everything blocking these knights is going to get destroyed. So, I think it's alpha time. Yeah, I mean, the other option is to attack with just like the knights. If I attack with just the knights, like a Seraph trades with one of them, they can chump block 1 or 2 of them. They get 2 more chump blockers. I think it just team. It's only dreadful if they have a removal spell, and even then it's like not the end of the world. So right now we're taking 4. They're losing almost everything, and we have a knight surviving, 2/2 surviving, a bunch of 1/1 surviving. Yeah, this looks all great to me. We're also gaining some life too, which is cool. Okay, so now they have 5 blockers to my 7 attackers. We're just gonna say go here. Make another token. Try and kill him next turn. No Lyra, please. That is a pretty big tilt. From certain victory to very probable defeat very, very fast. We have 3 Mortifies in our deck, I guess. Jeez. So they're effectively at 10. Yeah, we can no longer attack. That's so bad. Oh, that's just brutal. We knew that was a threat, and we needed to try and end the game quickly. I mean, it's possible we could have gotten it maybe 1 turn earlier. So we played a little too conservatively. But that is mighty frustrating. Gonna Kaya and draw some fire here.
I'm gonna make you suffer. Come here.
I mean, they're gaining 9 life next turn. Okay. They're both attacking me. I mean, this allows me to attack with all my life linkers and gain some life, and you know, we're not in great shape, but ugh. I guess that makes sense for a card that I've been holding. Alright, I mean, I think Mortify is still pretty live. You can kill a Shalai, attack for Bajillion. That is a Basilica Bell-Haunt. It's not the end of the world, actually. Because now I get to smash with everything. They gain 4, but will they take any amount of damage? So they block a 2/2. These can eat some 1/1s. Yeah, we'll take some damage. Bell-Haunt gains some life, make another token. Yeah, I think this is like our only real shot here is to attack. We need to gain this life also from our life linkers, so alright. Okay, so they're taking 5, they're gaining 4. And we are losing some stuff, trading off with the tokens. And it's not great, but it's a combat step. We're gaining 6.
And hit the road.
Get their last card, which is probably blank. That doesn't matter, never mind that. I forgot about that, actually. That's true. That's true. I forgot about that. No life off my Bell-Haunt. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a Lyra game, you know, where if Lyra didn't work, I guess they have Shalai too, but I mean, maybe we could have played this game a little bit more aggressively and not let them top deck it. Obviously, they drew it on the perfect turn, but if we could have killed them 1 turn earlier, maybe that's better. Alright. I mean, we are almost dead on board.
Am I dematerializing? Huh.
No good, no good. We're not technically dead yet, but that's really it. Yeah, we just can't. I don't know why I'm still playing with it. I'm wasting time, I think. Even if we draw a 1-kill spell, we can't kill the Lyra also. Yeah, we're just dead. This is fine. Alright, kind of a tough one. Maybe we didn't play aggressively enough. Maybe we could have like killed them before they top decked it. That'd have been nice, of course. But 84 is my hockey number. Yeah. I think our deck's definitely better than the Angel deck as far as the format is concerned. Too many Crawl Harpooners. Too many Collision Colossus. Ooh. Show. Streamer. He's been playing Esper Control on stream. You can't mulligan this hand. It's not ideal, but it's a good way to cap off the video. I don't mulligan to 6. Come on. Let's have a good game here. Ooh. Never mind. No Esper here. Okay, so we have an interesting choice here. Do you want a Tithe Taker on 2 or Kaya on 3? Shock. I think I want to get this tap land down. I'd rather Kaya next turn than have no play. Steamkin? Steamkin is tough. That's alright, we're gonna mortify that. Loxodon is a little awkward against red, but our other cards are so good that it's usually okay. This is fine. Oh my god, that's even better than the Steamkin is. Alright, we gotta kill that War Boss, I think. And just deal with the Steamkin. War Boss is gonna get out of hand. I'm surprised they would play War Boss into open mana like this. Pretty clearly they have a removal spell, but okay. How about a black source for this Basilica Bell-Haunt? Do we do that? No, but we are at least on the way. Alright, we're gonna Kaya. They might just kill it, but it's just gonna gain some life and buy us some time. We have double Bell-Haunt in our hand. We'll just buy some time and get some stuff down, you know? I don't think Tithe Taker's gonna do anything next turn.
Somebody bothering you. Vanished. Funny, that's what I do.
Like, if they have a frenzy, things get awkward. Phoenix is good against us. Alright. So now I actually want to draw a Mortify to kill this Phoenix. So we can exile it. That's another cool thing Akaya does.
You call that an attack?
Can't draw land. Alright, this is getting to be somewhat sketchy, unfortunately. Our hand is really, really good. We just can't cast any more spells.
This is the bad rubbish.
I think Taker's better. War Boss and Rekindling Phoenix, two much bigger threats than the usual red decks play. Oh my god. We are in a bit of trouble here. Interesting. I'm snap blocking here. This denies them the ability to use Steamkin. Gives us a shot with Kaya too. Okay, we drew. So you've drawn your black source, but now the Bell-Haunts aren't even that good because they have 4 power creatures in play and no cards in hand, and their cards in hand don't really matter. So, not an ideal spot to be in, that's for sure. He's definitely needed to come down like 3 turns ago. But
Be gone.
it's going to be interesting what we do with this this Loxodon. I think this Loxodon's going to be really, really important in this game as far as allowing our creatures to size up. I should have cast that first before I used Kaya. That was stupid, whatever. You know, Loxodon getting our 3/4s to 4/5 is going to be really important. Wizard's Lightning targeting Kaya. Okay.
Bravo.
Probably just play their whole deck here. Like, they're saying they have a burn spell, so they can trade 2 for 1 with Lava Runner and Bell-Haunt. I kind of need this Bell-Haunt in play. But I'm going to play another one anyway. Just like, trading resources just feels so bad when they have Frenzy in play. But taking 10 also feels bad. If I draw a land, I can go Knight of Malice, Venerated Loxodon. and get the Bell-Haunt to a 4/5. Not sure why that would do that in combat. Like you wait to your second main phase, crack the steam can, and yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, we missed a critical 2 turns here. If we cast the Bell-Haunts 2 turns earlier, this team would have been fine. But now we're just like super dead. All right. I mean, kind of a tough game. I mean, if Monterey's going to beat you, they're going to beat you with cards like this, with like Phoenix, War Boss, Frenzy, like the bigger red stuff. You know, obviously we missed some land drops that game and it kind of sucked, but that's how they're going to beat you for sure. So it's important to make sure you hold on to your Mortifies for their Frenzies if you can. We did Mortify a War Boss. That was kind of necessary, I think, though. Our hand was just a little weird, but that's alright. Obviously, red's still going to get you sometimes. Can't beat it every time. But overall, deck's really sweet, honestly. I think it's like, I'm going to keep jamming this deck. You know, you can see right now. I mean, there's obviously a lead time in these videos, so the Mythic top 8 grind is not there yet. It's I have it until tomorrow afternoon. I'm at 103. We got to be in top 8. We're going to keep grinding and see how it goes. But overall, I think that this deck is quite good. We did a pretty good job there. We won good amount of our matches. We lost a few matches here and there, but you know, most things we lost to were like really good draws against the white deck. Kind of stinky one there against the red deck. We lost to a control deck once, you know. But this deck seems to be taking the principles of best of one pretty well and utilizing them, kind of taking the uniqueness of the format, trying to twist it on end a little bit. Again, looking for an edge in a format that's somewhat unexplored. And deck's pretty sweet. So if you're looking to grind best of one, I would definitely try this deck. Again, quite good against red. Just good against most things played in best of one. And if you haven't seen my article on CoolStuffInc.com from last Friday, go check that out. All you need to know about best of one on Arena, and best of one, again, it's people, that's not real Magic, blah, 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 blah. Best of one's cool. I prefer best of 3 to best of 1, you know, but a lot of times in Magic, you know, it's finding the right spots for what you're trying to do. You know, if you want to grind up and you're looking for a different avenue, best of one's a way to do it. Best of one's quick, and it's fast, and it's different. And it's also, the thing I think that I'm liking about it is it's just less solved than best of 3 is. After a Pro Tour, Mythic Championship, $1 in the jar. After a Mythic Championship, the format's going to be mostly set in stone, you know. So if you're looking for a format you can innovate in a little bit and you can kind of get a leg up and find an edge, best of one might be it too. So thanks so much for watching, my friends, here on CoolStuffInc.com. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you go to the CoolStuffInc.com website, where was a written compendium to this video, and you can read that, and of course check out all the great deals on all sorts of gaming goods on CoolStuffInc.com. Use my promo code JIM5 for 5% off your next order, so a little money to get back there too. And of course, check out my articles every Friday. I do a video every Monday, an article every Friday, always on CoolStuffInc.com. All right, folks, have a good one. I'll see you guys next time, and good luck out there in the ladder. It's a grind. It's a grind. Have a good one.